Oh, there we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Vibe stream. So, yes, the new Kaatayra album. That's my new favorite of the year. It's so good. The new Kaatayra. I think it's going to come out on vinyl at some point, and I will definitely get it if it does, which I'm sure it will. And also the new Edward Skeletrix is also really good. Body work. It's kind of a weird cover. It's just like a picture of a vinyl record with just a blank white cover. And the vinyl record looks clear, but that's like the cover. And then the Lip Critic album, Theft World, is also really good. So they're like a sim punk, digital hardcore industrial group. And Edward Skeletrix, he's like a experimental hip hop rapper, guy. New Boys episode, yeah, the Boys episode was really good. I think my favorite still might be the first episode of the new season, but this one was definitely up there, probably the second best of the season so far. Yeah, and I think the two previous ones were one of the weaker of the seasons, I think, but I think every episode has been good for the most part. I just think the only one I kind of didn't really like all that much, has been the previous one before this one, I think. But even that one even had some elements that were pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. I think episode 5 had. I really didn't like the part with Huey and the gang, Butcher's gang and all that other stuff. I really didn't like that segment. I didn't really care for Black Noir 2's segment either, but I did like Firecracker segment, although it was a bit flawed, and I really liked the Soldier Boy segment. I think Soldier Boy really kind of steals the show. I really like that character. Even though he's a bad guy, he's strangely likable. There's something about him that I really like. I'm not sure what it is. I just really like that character. And the previous one, I think, had some good elements to it too, but I don't know. I could tell it wasn't as good as the other ones, but it still has good moments. The other one. It's spoilers. I feel like the Deep's gonna be killed or unalived in the next episode. I feel like only 2 episodes left there. Oh. It's better. It's be better on the final episode. Yeah. Did Stormfront have the V1? Hold on. I don't know. I kind of disagree. I feel like it would be better to use it on the. Yeah. I think it would have been better to use it on the. On the upcoming episode, in my opinion, at least. Felt like deep my frame. I don't know. I don't think so. I guess we have to see, but I don't believe so. You know, one thing I kind of been wondering is like, there's that one group like that's kind of like the Teen Titans or whatever, or I don't know. I feel like they're either the Teen Titans or like the like Fantastic Four or something. Um, and I don't know. I was expecting them to show up more because that one character, Countess Crow or whatever, was spared. And now it sounds like the only member is that one girl, Shalene or whatever. Like they never really showed up again. I don't know what the deal is with that. Anything you've been listening to, Rudy? Have you heard the new Kaatayra by chance? It's really, really good. It's my new favorite of the year. It's so good. And I think it was dropped out of the blue too. Hello. Yeah. Hello, person watching. Anything you want to talk about? Anything anyone wants to talk about? No one wants to talk. Oh, hey there, Jace. How you doing? Maybe people watching now. How you doing, Jace? Have you heard the new Kaatayra or the new Edward Skeletrix or Lip Critic by chance? Good. I'm just finished college finals and moving out to my dorm tomorrow morning. Oh, nice. That's cool. Hope it goes well. Have you heard the new Kaatayra by chance? That's my new favorite album of the year. I heard the new Skeletrix and Lip Critic and the Kaatayra albums on my list. Oh, cool. Yeah, the new Lip Critic's really good. And so is the new Edward Skeletrix. I think it's might be probably, I don't know. I think the new Lip Critic album, I think it's a lot better than the previous one, and also new Edward Skeletrix is probably the best album he's done yet. And then the new Kaatayra, like I said, is definitely, I think, the best thing he's done, and it's also my favorite album of the year. So, Personally, did not care for body of work, but I understand why people do. I like the world. Nice. I liked body of work. I think it's good. That's probably another one of my favorites of the year is Body of Work by Edward Skeletrix. And I would say Fat World is probably up there in my top 10. Maybe not in my top 5, but definitely in my top 10. Fat World by Edward Skeletrix. Have you seen The Boys by chance? That TV show, The Boys. There's a new season. Yeah, only 2 episodes left. They drop an episode each Wednesday, which I mean the 2 upcoming Wednesdays. Nice. I already read that. I went to get into that and see that show this summer. I admit I don't watch much new television other than The Bear and Severance. All right, that's cool. I don't think I've seen The Bear. What is it? Hold on. Oh, it's that. Okay, yeah, I think my mom watches that. I haven't seen it, but I've seen Severance though. Severance is good. But yeah, you should watch The Boys. It's really good. It's one of my favorite shows. It's very, very, very political though. It's a superhero show, but it's very, very political. Especially I think the least political, I think, was season 1, just my least favorite season. But even then, it was still pretty political. But kind of with season 2, and then onward from season 3 to now, it's been super political. So, but I think it's always been political. But I think it's been more political. That's why I want to get into it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So, a lot of you said you're from Italy, right? Is that right? Oh no! Oh, gotcha. Okay, my bad. I don't know. Someone else was from Italy, but I don't remember. But yeah, you may have guessed, season 3 to now, a lot of the thing is the antagonist Homelander is supposed to represent our unfortunate current president, who's like the freaking dumbest person ever. But we have this evil, stupid person as the president. And that's what a lot of the um, new season's kind of based on. I mean, the season 3 onward, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then Gen V is another good show. It's not as good as The Boys, not nearly as good, but that's so season 3, and then came Gen V season 1, and then came The Boys season 4, and then came Gen V season 2, and now it's The Boys season 5. So I guess you probably want to watch it in that order. Another good superhero show is Daredevil. And there's also Daredevil Born Again, which is also pretty good. The new season I thought was even better than the previous one. And then there's also a spinoff show called The Punisher, which I actually prefer over the Daredevil show, which only got 2 seasons, unfortunately. But there's going to be a television special, though, next week, though. I'll watch upcoming Wednesday. So what have you been listening to recently? Yeah, music? Yeah, cool. Started going for Scott Walker. Yeah, Scott Walker has an interesting discography because it kind of started out as pop, and then he started making super weird experimental music after going on a hiatus. I think Tilt's probably my favorite release he's done, if I had to say. Yeah, I think I heard something about a band called Kneecap, but I haven't listened to it yet. Oh wait, yeah, no, it's a rapper. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I heard about this. I didn't listen to it yet, though. I think I've seen it somewhere. He's from Northern Ireland. Well, it is a band. Okay, I'm not done. They did say something about. I mean, I'll say this. I'm kind of looking at like the Wikipedia page. So I will say I support Palestine's independence and everything, but they said something positive about Hamas and Hezbollah, and I don't mess with that. I don't think that's right, and I don't even think it makes sense to support them because Hamas and Hezbollah are right wing groups. So I mean, they just because they don't like Israel doesn't mean they're good. You know. Even though I do support Palestine, their independence, I do not support those groups. So. It's kind of like ones that will, for whatever reason, support Russia, even though like Russia is one of the most conservative nations on the planet today. I don't know. I'm against authoritarianism on the left and the right, but Hamas and Hezbollah, the left that supports them, it doesn't make a lot of sense because, I mean, they're a right wing group. Hamas and Hezbollah both are, so they're both right wing groups. You know, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I don't think. I think they say they're anti-Israel. They must be good. No, they're not. I think it's also a big reason I don't. I mean, there's a lot of reasons I don't like Hassan Piker all that much, but that's kind of it. I think he's too sympathetic to Islamic nationalist groups, which I don't like. There's nothing wrong with being. I'm just against religious nationalism. It's not that I'm, I just think religious nationalism is bad. I mean, I think that people should be able to agree with each other and be friends no matter what they believe religiously. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of. Oh, also my little Kinger Lobubu thing shipped. I'm excited for that. I actually had a bunch of relatives order one for my birthday. So I will say that from my understanding of the situation, someone for that as well. Like on stage, and one of them never picked it up. Let's see what it was. Someone took a picture. Oh, yeah. I don't. You shouldn't. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't. They shouldn't support a group like Hezbollah. Definitely not. Because I think like Hamas oppresses the people in Gaza, and Israel oppresses the people of Gaza. You know, they're both, you know, like the Liquid in Israel and Hamas in Gaza are both bad groups. So like, if I don't know if you know, you're familiar with Fatah, so they're like they don't have, but they've gone on record saying oh gotcha, okay, all right. So I don't know if you're familiar with a group called Fatah. They have control over the West Bank, and that's where the president is. But Fatah's like a centrist group that supports a two-state solution, which just means that Israel has the land that it currently has, and Palestine has the land that it currently has, and there's peace. And Fatah does not like Hamas because they're an authoritarian group, and they have de facto control over Gaza. And what was I going to say? I don't know. I don't remember. But I think it's kind of a difficult situation because you basically have Netanyahu as prime minister of Israel, and he basically wants to get rid of all the, I don't know. I feel like you basically have the worst case scenario where you have one of the worst people ever to be the prime minister of Israel, which is Netanyahu, where he wants to wipe out Gaza. And then you have a really terrible group in control of Gaza, which is Hamas, and they want to wipe out everything in Israel. I don't know. It's just a scary situation. Just really difficult to have peace in that situation when you basically have two groups that just want to wipe each other out. It's not good. Which I think Fatah has some flaws too, because I think they sometimes work with Israel. I think because they're also really anti-Hamas, but I would assume the majority don't agree with that. But I think some of them do. But I will say, if anyone, so I do think the whole situation in Gaza should be taken seriously. There are some people that deny that a genocide is happening there. There definitely is. I think that they're trying to just clear the whole place out, and it's just really bad. I think Israel's actually wiped out more people in Gaza than Russia has for people in Ukraine so far. And that's really scary, I think. Oh, I think I heard that JPEG Mafia is releasing a new album. Yeah, like I have heard. I heard somewhere that the singles haven't been that great though. Experimental rap. That's the name of it. When does it come out? Oh, it comes out this month. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the yeah. Those are some scary scores for singles. Uh, that's kind of sucks because I think like I don't know like I mean I think "Lay Down My Life for You" I think was a lot probably the weakest album he's done. Like I would say like as of I don't know like I'd probably say it's I think he's basically been on a roll since Veteran. Um, where All My Heroes Are Homeballs was even better than Veteran, and then LP is like the best, still the best thing he's ever done, and then Scaring the Hose is probably the second best thing he's done, and then he made I Lay Down My Life for You, which I think was still good, but probably better than everything that came before Veteran except for Ghost Pop Tape, and this new one it sounds like it won't be too great. That's a shame. Uh-huh. This okay. This okay been the year of unstoppable albums dropping Boards of Canada load. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to the new Boards of Canada, the new low. I think the new Aesop Rocky wasn't too great though. I gotta admit, I wasn't too big on it. But the new Boards of Canada and the new low, I look forward to. I actually pre-ordered the new low. When does it come out? Oh, May 29th near the end of the month. Okay. Strokes, which was yeah. I think the only one who liked the single. Yeah, I didn't care much for the single. Yeah, no, yeah. And then also there's the Converge album. The Converge is dropping another album, and the singles have been really good. I expect it to at least be probably not as good as Jane Doe, but I expect it to be probably their best album in years once it releases. So a lot better than their one that dropped earlier this year, which I thought was decent, but they didn't make it on my favorites of the year list. So. All right. Anyways, see you guys in the next one. Bye. Sounds really Grammy so far, man. Gotcha. See you guys. See you in the next one. Bye.